Where we thought we'd begin is the foundation of all classroom progress, and that is relationship, relationship, relationship. Whether it's relationships among your students, whether it's relationships between you and your students, relationships with folks out in the other buildings and the other rooms in your school. Relationships are the pathway to get the growth that you want. In fact, I think my colleague, Dr. Scanella, will tell you a story about what happens when it's a poor relationship.
Well, the first time that I really understood the word relationship was when I was in 3rd grade. And I had this teacher, her name was, I'll call her Mrs. T. I don't want to reveal her identity. So I was a little 3rd grader, and we were doing arithmetic, math problems. And we were told to go to the board to solve some problems. Now, just to give you a little bit of my background, my father and mother didn't get to the 8th grade. I mean, they were very smart people, but they weren't what we call educated people. So in their own good way, my mother taught me how to count on my fingers, to add and subtract. 3 plus 2, 5, I think. And so when I went to school, I relied on my fingers to do the arithmetic. So one day I was told to go to the board, so I walked to the board and I'm doing the arithmetic problems, and I hear from the back of the room from Mrs. T, who was a terror, by the way, I hear her go, "Anthony!" So I startled, I turned around and went, "Yes, Mrs. T?" She said, "What are you doing up there?" And I said, "I'm doing the arithmetic problem." She goes, "No, no, 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 no." That's how I knew I was in trouble, because she went, "No, no, 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 no." She goes, "We don't do this in our school. That's cheating." So I said, "Oh, no, Mrs. Steinberg, my mother taught me that." And she said, "Well, then your mother's a cheater." So then I said something about her mother. and that's how I met the principal for the first time. So here I am in the principal's office. They're screaming at me and yelling at me, and they sent me home, believe it or not. I had to go home. And those were the days when you walked home, no buses. I went home and I had to tell my mother, now I'm really in trouble. I have to tell an Italian mother that she's a cheater. Now, you know I didn't do that, of course not. But what I did say is, "Ma, I can't do that anymore." And she got mad at me and started screaming at me. "You go back and you do that," and scream. So I was caught in a bind. But the effect of that all was that it did keep me back in mathematics. I failed mathematics continuously through grammar school and high school. And all the way up to when I had to take my doctoral program and I was presented with statistics, I still panicked. I got through it, but that's the kind of thing that could slow down growth, as Sharon said. But it's traumatic at some times. And so relationships, good relationships, form the foundation of classrooms, good classrooms, where you feel comfortable and you want to learn.